a nice spring. That's quick. Just finished editing what was my trip of the year. I'd gotten in a little fight with my wife and it had gotten out of hand. So I ended up hooking up the boat to my truck and heading to the West Coast. Had an epic trip. Usually I like to take my kids, but this was really a great trip. Please enjoy. See you on the next one.
Sometimes you just need a little separation. Heading out of Ukilet Harbor. Launched a little bit late. We had a low tide, so just had to wait it out, organize some gear. Now we are good to go. And tomorrow we're gonna hit the Halibut offshore. Hello, Mr. Sea Otter. It's a big boy. Now my plan for this trip, as I made up on the way out the door and driving up here, kind of about a 4 or 5 hour drive, towing the boat, I decided I wanted to catch squid, but that wasn't in the cards. It was too sunny, so I just slipped into this little cove and didn't even have the camera running, and bam, I had this massive hit. One of the nicest salmon of the year. I was gonna have to net it solo. What a battle. Fought this fish for over 10 minutes, kept the throttle on because we're having to fish with barbless hooks to release some of the monster fish. If you get a tie, you should let those go. Or if you have any species in a closed area, such as offshore, if you're catching salmon accidentally in a closed area offshore, you got to release those. So keeping the throttle on, the pressure on the fish, because he could easily spit the hook. Now, I have not caught a lot of salmon solo. Sometimes people are really good at it, catching salmon just on the shore by themselves or out of a kayak or in their boat. I've seen some guys fishing on a 35-foot amazing boats with really long nets. Solo netting. I had never had the chance to solo net. I've always had good buddies on the boat, but this time I was just rolling solo. When life throws you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And this time I managed to net this salmon. First shot, no dice. Second shot, got it in the boat. Super happy, a little bit exhausted. Yeah, I wasn't even planning to catch any salmon, maybe a coho on this trip, but bam, got it. Fish in the boat. I'd just gotten that fish cleaned up a little bit, out of the way, and my second rod goes off.
That's a nice spring. Jeez. Very nice coho. Come on. Holy nice.
Could not believe it. I had 2 spring king salmon on the line in less than an hour. So pretty hot fishing considering this was the start of the summer and my boys had been out the weeks before on charters and it had been dead. So pretty happy to get the second smaller spring in, but you know, that was it. That was my limit for the day. Yeah, I was super happy. Started looking for some coho afterwards and then jigging for some cod, but this was just a topper. 2 salmon in the boat.
That's quick. Holy. That's another one.
Yeah, catching this little cod, perfect for a solo dinner. You don't want to fillet up too much food and have it go to waste is the worst thing.
Nice.
My family just loves seafood. So just having a nice little cod to be able to fry up is perfect. and you don't need much. Just a little butter, salt and pepper, and you can have yourself a great meal.
Is my dinner. Little one's my dinner. The red one is a vermilion rockfish. And that's a really big salmon.
So this is one of my favorite places on earth. The Broken Islands off the west coast of Canada. Offshore, just around the corner. You can sneak into these beautiful little islets, and this is my favorite island. Some of the sunsets here, the stargazing can be just amazing. And if you get a chance to get ashore, it's some beautiful rugged wilderness. So anchored up here for the night, having a little chat with my family. Great to see the kids. My wife didn't come on, still getting over our fight. It takes her a little bit longer than me, but you know, we are able to move on from things, and especially if I bring home fish. Do a little cleaning job of that. Heading offshore, we get to go past lots of fishermen working for salmon, and then really had to keep my eye open. The weather was looking really good, the forecast was good, and the conditions were perfect. Almost flat calm, the boat was just running super smooth. So I baited up a little bit of octopus on one side and a little bit of salmon belly on the other side, hoping to get that monster halibut. Things had been a little bit slow, and in the old days, you never have cell reception out here. When I was a commercial fisherman, it was always just the sound of the radio, whether it's the stereo or other commercial fishermen out there. But now we got these phone distractions, and bam, huge hit on my small slow pitch rod, which I was using for halibut. Dropped my phone, scrambled to it, gone. It's thrown out. Here I'm trying to keep an eye on both rods, and bam, look at that. My big rod went off, and this fish must have been a monster. It was just running. You could see it just going. My drag might have been a little bit too tight and busted about an 80-pound leader, and I'm used to fishing with 100, 120-pound leaders. Yeah, what do you do? Sometimes you just get a little overeager. Lost this fish right off the bat. Finally, third time's a charm. You could see this hit just coming on, and hook up, nice and solid. And you can see here on the reel up, not too bad. I've just got it resting in the rod holders. When it gets to the surface, hoping to harpoon it, but not used to this one-handed. Usually I've got a buddy there. Usually I can pass the rod to my son while I get the harpoon ready. He always likes that. You know, he thinks he's Moby Dick. Anyways, ended up grabbing the gaff, one-handed it in. Super happy to get a halibut in the boat. You know, just a little under 30 pounds or around 30 pounds. Must have just hoovered the octopus that was on that line. I had trouble getting it out of its throat.
Just swallowed it. Nice. Random fishing garbage.
Super unfortunate to see garbage floating in the ocean, but in this case I was able to grab it, get it on board pretty easily, and yeah, get as much garbage out of the water as you can while you're out there, people. If you see it on the beach, pick it up. If you're in the ocean, just grab it.
Let's get it.
Mama is going to be forgiving me. Doesn't matter what you say in the heat of a fight, as long as you come back, get back together, and you bring home the bacon. And in this case, no money, but at least I bring home fish. So what a wonderful trip. I hope you have a chance to get off the West Coast, get out there with a guide, go with somebody experienced. This took a couple years of planning, making sure I had the safety radio in my belt with my MMSI number. Super important to be wearing the PFD at all times, anywhere off Canada, anywhere on the West Coast. So be safe out there. I'll see you on the next one.